Hello and welcome to another CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. I am your host tonight, Nick Qualia, with Mike Molyneux per usual. Last night's Roundtable, Super Bowl edition, we had Alex Barth down on Radio Row in Atlanta. Tonight, we have Evan Lazar, Patriots beat reporter, CLNS Media, also Radio Row down in Atlanta covering the Super Bowl week. Evan, what's up, man? Thanks for coming on.
No problem. Thanks for having me on. Happy to do it.
Yeah, we're getting the team together. Two worlds colliding here for the Patriots coverage on CLNS.
Gotta blow it out.
So let's talk about the main players that we think that the Patriots need to step up, if that makes sense. Who do the Patriots need to step up this Sunday if they want to win Super Bowl 53 is the question. We're going to pick one offensive player, one defensive player. Evan, we'll start with you. Let's start with offense. Who is the one player on the Patriots offense who has to step up, has to play well this week if the Patriots want to win Super Bowl 53?
Yeah, well, I think he needs to just keep doing what he's doing, but it's Sony Michel for me. And really, the Patriots' first two games against the Chargers and the Chiefs in the postseason have gone on 8-minute clock-killing touchdown drives to start off the game, and they've kind of set the tone with physicality up front and the running game with Sony Michel. That has kind of set the tone for them the entire playoffs of they're going to be this team that's going to pound the rock, that's going to get after the quarterback on the defensive side of the ball, and that's kind of been their formula so far. So in order to keep that formula going, it's worked for them so far. Let's see Sony Michel have another big game. I think he's going to have somewhere around 30 touches in this game.
Absolutely. Listen, Sony Michel, this year I made a fantasy football trade into the keeper league, and I get Sony Michel in the 10th round next year. And this postseason has made me so excited for next year's fantasy football draft.
I bet.
Yeah.
Mike,
he's really come a long way in the offense.
Especially since I mispronounced his name in the CLNS Media draft show last year when I called him Stony Michael. I'm not a big college football guy. Mike, who's your guy on offense?
I definitely agree with Evan. Sony Michel definitely has to have a big game, have a huge impact for the offense. But one of the guys that's going to be trying to help clear the way for him is Rob Gronkowski. And obviously, throughout the course of the postseason, Rob Gronkowski, has had a couple of games, especially in that AFC Championship game, where he looked like old school Rob Gronkowski, catching passes, picking up yards, looking like one of Brady's most reliable targets out there. But throughout the course of the season, his calling card has really been what he's provided in terms of blocking. And they're going to definitely need that in this game against the Rams. We know defensively what the Rams bring to the table. So Rob Gronkowski, yes, I know people want to probably see a Gronk spike, him get in the end zone with the big catch and whatnot, especially in the red zone, an area where the Patriots have struggled a little bit. But his blocking is going to be key. And I wouldn't mind, a Rob Gronkowski game where he maybe only gets 2 catches or 3 catches. But if he's blocking the way he has been throughout the course of the season and continuing to help guys like Michel or Burkhead or even James White a few times, get an opening or help even protect Brady a little bit more to keep him safe in that pocket, Rob Gronkowski is going to need to have a big game with blocking him. Dwayne Allen, these guys are definitely going to have to step up to provide a lot of protection and open up some pathways for the running backs.
Listen, all of our answers here are circling around one theme, and that's the running game. And I think that we can all agree that that's what the run game this year, in this week specifically, is huge for the Patriots offense. It creates that balance with a Tom Brady who looked a little weak over the course of the year, looks much better now, but having a balanced attack and causing defenses to have to worry about the run game too. It's been a game changer for this offense throughout the year, at least when they were winning games. My guy is somebody that, unless you're like a deep football fan, you might not pay attention to the offensive line. I'm picking Joe Thuney. Joe Thuney has to have a game. I've been a big Joe Thuney guy. I'm a big offensive line guy. I love my big men up front. Joe Thuney is most likely, unless they switch things up, going up against the beast, Aaron Donald. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but somebody tweeted out a picture of Aaron Donald with the shirt off this week. The guy is the Hulk. The guy is a monster. Joe Thuney's got to have a game. A key for the Patriots offense to run effectively is, like we said, the run game. And you're going to have to control Aaron Donald if you want a successful run game. But you also have to keep him away from Brady, because when Tom Brady feels pressured, especially up the middle, we've seen it The Denver game a couple years ago, and Tom Brady feels pressure up the middle. That's when he gets a little shaky. That's when he gets uncomfortable. We have to keep Tom Brady comfortable this week. Super Bowl 53, you have to keep Tom Brady comfortable. Joe Tooney, it might be a one-on-one matchup. I'd be shocked if it was a one-on-one matchup with Aaron Donald. I feel like that's a guy that you have to double team and try to neutralize as much as possible. But if it's one-on-one, Joe Tooney's got to do his job. Big fan of Joe Tooney. I think that guy deserves another contract. He played great this year. Last year, a little iffy, but this year he played very effectively over on the left guard position. Guys, before we roll over, you guys know what's going on. The big game is here, baby. The New England Patriots and the LA Rams, they're ready to rock. Evan, are you?
I'm ready to rock, baby.
Of course you are, baby. Get your game on for Super Bowl Sunday with betonline.ag. Go to clnsmedia.com/win and use the promo code CLNS50. That is CLNS50 for a 50% sign-up bonus. Again, that is CLNS50. betonline.ag, your online sports book experts. All right, guys. Defense. Who on the Patriots defense has to perform? Let's go Donald Trump. Bigly. Who has to perform bigly on the Patriots defense this week if they want to win Super Bowl 53? Evan, we'll kick it off to you.
Well, I was tempted to go in the interior of the defensive line. I think that that's a big part of this game too, but I'm going to give you Patrick Chung. And the reason why I'm going to say Patrick Chung is a couple of things. First thing, the Rams love to send their tight ends vertically down the field off of their rollout play action stuff. And Gerald Everett and Tyler Higbee are going to run those vertical routes. And we know that the Patriots guy on tight ends most of the time is Patrick Chung. So he's going to be a big part of covering those up. The other thing is against the run, the Rams really like to run those tight formations, and they use their receivers a lot of the time as blockers in the running game. And Patrick Chung is going to be the guy in that slot or the guy that has the flat responsibility, and he's going to have to take on those receivers and be able to set the edge and not allow Todd Gurley or CJ Anderson to get out on the edge and have those explosive runs on the perimeter. So he has a lot of responsibility in this game when it comes to this specific scheme that the Rams are running, setting the edge, playing that flat, and also covering the tight ends downfield.
Mike, who do you got?
Oh, definitely, without a doubt, Trey Flowers. Those guys up front between Trey Flowers, Lawrence Guy, Adrian Claiborne, they're all going to have a big game, but Trey Flowers needs to lead the way. You know, a lot of talk coming into this game is how Jared Goff is a young quarterback and he's in a big situation, the biggest game of his life, the biggest game of his young career. And if the Patriots can continue these first two playoff games against the Chargers and the Chiefs, Patriots put the most pressure I've seen on a quarterback in a long time. And it was really surprising to see because it's something that, you know, a lot of people have harped on over the past couple of seasons. The Patriots do not have a solid pass rush. But these past two playoff games, if there was ever a time to turn on the pass rush, they brought it when necessary, and they need to keep that rolling, and it starts with Trey Flowers. You know, the hashtag we've been go around the post-game show is hashtag pay that man. Trey Flowers needs to be paid by the Patriots, and he already deserves that big contract. But this Super Bowl performance where he's really making Jared Goff uncomfortable, putting him on his behind, getting his jersey dirty by giving some big hits, it only furthers the reason why Trey Flowers is very important to this team, very important to this defense, and why his pockets need to be fatter after the offseason. I'm sorry. So yes, Trey Flowers, I think, is the biggest part of the defense for the Patriots this Sunday.
I was going to roll with Trey Flowers too, but I think I'm going to change my mind a little bit now that I'm thinking about it because, and I might kind of take a cop out here. I think the Patriots linebacking core as a whole has to play very well because Todd Gurley's performance that he had against the Saints, I think that was an anomaly. I think the guy was hurt. I think after these 2 weeks, he's healthy. He'll be able to play. I was going to say the Saints. The Rams like to run the ball to the outside. You can't let Todd Gurley get going. We've seen plenty of games when the Patriots, when the defense can't stop the run, when the Patriots can't stop the other team's run, the defense seems like it falls apart. So the linebackers are going to have to keep an eye and have to shut down essentially CJ Anderson and Todd Gurley, because if they get that run game going, then all of a sudden you really have to worry about one of the best, if not at times the best running back in the NFL. He can bust out for big games. He's amazing. He's amazing. We've seen this guy last year. he could have been the MVP of the league. He was in top consideration to be MVP of the league, and he has that potential to go off. The linebackers have to keep an eye on this guy. I'm talking Kyle Van Noy, Landon Roberts, Dante Hightower. They have to keep up with him. They can't get burned. Criticism at the beginning of the year for this team, for this linebacking core, was that they were too slow. Dante Hightower looked like a totally different guy. He didn't look like the same guy. If the linebackers can't keep up with the running backs, especially too, even if they go out on the flat, Evan, like you were mentioning before, if they can't get out there and cover Todd Gurley before he catches the ball, might be a tough day for the Patriots defense. That linebacking core, I'll single out Kyle Van Noy because he's impressed me a lot this year, so I think he can do that again. But the linebacking core is going to have to step up. They're going to have to keep an eye on the running game, and they're going to have to control the running game, because if they don't, I think it's going to be a tough day for the Patriots defense.
Yeah.
Evan, I was going to say, you have any last words on this?
Well, I think that a lot of what we've all said kind of stems from the line of scrimmage, right? And it's not the sexy thing to say. Everyone wants to talk about the quarterbacks and the high-flying offenses and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when you look at what's happened throughout the course of this entire playoffs, it really shows this point that the team that wins up front on both sides of the ball is the team that's going to win the game and win the Lombardi Trophy. It's happened against LA, the Chargers, and it happened against Kansas City for the Patriots. They won the line of scrimmage. They won the game. It's all not on Tom Brady's shoulders, right? The guys up front blocking for him, the guys rushing the passer and setting the run on the other side of the ball. If they can win the line of scrimmage, they're going to win the game.
Mike, any last words?
Hey, man, I agree with everything that's been said 100%. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle defensively because there's some major players on both sides of the ball. A lot of smart football is going to have to be played because, this is the Super Bowl. So you got to lay it all out on the line, but you also have to be very smart with everything you're doing. I'm sure Belichick, McVay will have their troops ready to go. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all unfolds come Sunday.
You said smart. I'm very excited to watch this chess match between Sean McVay and Bill Belichick. These guys, I've said it before on this show, I think Sean McVay is one of the next great coaches of the NFL. I love the way that guy's brain works. He's high energy. This chess match that's going to go down, the adjustments that are going to be made this Sunday is going to be a hell of a football game. I've heard guys, and we're going to make our predictions later this week, I've heard guys say that I think this is going to be a blowout. Evan, I don't know what you think, but I don't think this game's going to be a blowout. I think this is going to be a damn good football game.
Oh, yeah, it is going to be a great football game. It's going to be a close game. The Patriots don't play blowouts in the Super Bowl. They don't do that. They don't give us that, benefit of not, needing the heart pills after every single time they play in a Super Bowl. Yeah. So this is going to be a nail biter. It's going to come down to the end. I think that whichever defense, similar to the Super Bowl last year, whichever defense makes that one play, that big turnover late in the game, forces a 3-and-out, whatever the case may be, whichever defense can come up with that play is going to be the team that ultimately wins. Hopefully it's not the Patriots that get the strip sack this time. They're getting the ball back instead of giving it up.
2 years in a row. 2 years in a row to happen. It happened against the Falcons with Matt Ryan, and then last year it happened unfortunately with Brady. So yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Whichever team gets that key stop late in the game, because it's going to be a close one, that's going to be the team that's going to end up getting out of here with the win. I think this game is going to go similarly to how that Eagles game went. I think there's going to be a lot of offense in this game. But it's not necessarily going to be that the defense isn't playing well. It's just that it's going to be a high level of offense. And the defense will make some plays. There'll be some sacks. There'll be some turnovers, I'm sure. But it's going to be, I think, in the 30s for sure.
It might be a classic. If the Rams put up a bunch of points, people are going to blame the Patriots defense for whatever. If they win or lose, the Patriots defense didn't play great. It's tough to play great when you're going up against such a good offense. And the Rams have one of the top 4 offenses in football, as we know, because the last championship teams remaining, Chiefs, Saints, Rams, Patriots, were the top 4 offenses in football. Guys, that is it for tonight's CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable topics of tonight. Who needs to perform for the Patriots offensively and defensively? We each picked one guy. Guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. Our little Twitter doohickeys probably already showed up at some point, so go hit us, follow on Twitter. Follow Evan and Alex and Trags, Patriots CLNS, down in Atlanta this week. You guys can get them on Twitter, like I just said, the CLNS YouTube page, the CLNS Patriots Twitter, and I'm sure the CLNS Media Twitter too. And then Mike, Marv, post-game shows have done it for every single game. You think that's going to change this week? No, it's not going to change this week. Super Bowl post-game show, Mike Molyneux, Marv is on. I got nothing else going on. I'm just doing this. I mean, I'll be back for Red Sox season, but let's keep going. We got shows all week, guys. CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable, Nick Qualia, Evan Lazar, Mike Molyneux. We'll talk to you guys soon.